All right. So the main thing I wanted to talk about tonight is actually not NBA. There was no NBA tonight, so I was tweaking hard. I was flipping through the channels. And there was some baseball, Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Which, by the way, if it's September, October, I'll watch. But May, baseball in May, it's like, I don't know. Like, especially if it's not the Giants, my team, it's really hard for me to watch somebody else's team, especially in May. Throw a little money on the live under, totally different story. Like Blue Jays, Orioles. If I bet the live under, I would be the happiest person in the world, satisfied to death if I watched a complete barn burner. That's it. I mean, that's the holy grail power of gambling. Regardless, not gambling. So baseball out. Giants aren't playing. Now I'm flipping through again. I come across hockey. And not just hockey. No, playoff hockey, which many regard as the greatest postseason in sports. And as luck would have it, we have a Game 7. Vancouver Canucks host the Edmonton Oilers. So I thought, sure, why not? I probably gave it 6 minutes before I was like, this shit sucks. Seriously. And this is an opinion, guys. I don't like hockey. It's just not for me. Don't take it as fact. Let's not look at this any further. I'm not out here trying to condemn your religion. This is a seasonal sport we're discussing. Of the 4 major sports, it's the fourth child, right? It's just like we had that one? Oh, the accident. Oh, in the car. Yeah. Dang. And now it's a person. Shit. Pick any vegetable you just hate. Just don't like it. It's yucky. I'm sure other people love it, and they're entitled to love it. They can do whatever the hell they want. I don't like hockey at all. It's just so unserious. And it's not that they're not trying. There's just no consistency. It just feels like a little bit of everything. Like they just kind of paper mache this sport, this situation. They're like, yeah, we're kind of like a chopped salad, but a little barbecue steak in here with some chocolate syrup, some garlic salt, for flavoring, and then put a little whipped cream on top, and voila. Like, what the hell? No, there's just so many themes that just don't gel. Zero consistency. Zero. I'll give you an example. Hockey is known for being a very tough and gritty sport, right? Very manly, very, right? It's definitely not for the weak. I'll give you that. I mean, it's like we are going to smash you into the walls. We're going to beat the shit out of you. The sport literally allows fighting. Like if you need to settle something, screw it. Gloves are off. Let's fight. Part of the sport. Right? So you think a sport that prides itself in being tough and gritty, they'd come up with a better nickname for their locker room, right? Oh, yeah, because nothing says gritty and tough like the dressing room. Oh, when I put on my ice skates and get out of the dressing room, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. When? Before or after intermission? Because that's what I call halftime. Intermission, like it's a play. Like it's Shakespeare in the Woods. You go to your dressing room, you get your flowers, you go play, you go skate, and then you have intermission, and you keep skating, and then the end. And by the way, they don't have halftime because they have 3 periods. I mean, they couldn't have possibly done what other leagues have done with 4 quarters. No, they just said 3's good with us. No idea why. Not to mention, the names of these hockey teams in the NHL, they're so inconsistent. Like they're just all over the place. And do not for 1 second compare them to other team names in other leagues. No way. There is no contest. The naming disparity in the National Hockey League, no contest. Do not tell me it's the same in the NFL. You're a liar. Stop it. Let me just explain what I mean. We're off to a good start in keeping the theme dark and gritty. God, you know what's gritty? Weather patterns. And not just your average snowstorm, no. Let's talk natural disasters. Yeah. How about the Tampa Bay Lightning? Gritty. Carolina Hurricanes. A lot of death. Gritty. Colorado Avalanche. Hard to survive one of those. Gritty. Calgary Flames. Nothing says dark and gritty like a wildfire. Hell yeah. They probably looked at a weather index and just listed the most deadly natural disasters they could find. And the rest is like, okay, let's make these sort of geographical, like where are the hurricanes? They're probably in the south. Avalanche. Colorado's got the mountains, the Rockies. I could see some snow moving down and killing some people. Flames. There's wildfires everywhere. It's hot and dry in the woods. Calgary needs a team. There you go. So they're like, okay, dark is fun. Let's keep this going. Let's grow our fan base through this dark and gritty theme, right? Again, nothing says dark and gritty like the Civil War. Give me the Blue Jackets. Yeah. We got Civil War representation in a sports league. I mean, I'm not a crazy history buff, but I know a lot of Americans died in the Civil War. Maybe we shouldn't just turn around and name a hockey team after them, right? Right? I mean, you might as well have the Colorado Cancer. That's dark and gritty. That takes lives, just like the Civil War. And don't tell me cancer's too dark. You already have the Devil in your league. Oh, yeah. New Jersey Devils. The Devil's kind of as dark and low as it gets. And putting them in New Jersey, there seems to be some strategy there. Like it was a purposeful move. Just the shitty stepsister of New York. Yeah, that seems like where the Devil would move around. That's where the Devil would sort of hang out, in Jersey. You could have put the Devils in like a hot, dry, fiery place like Arizona or Southern California. No, you put it in Jersey. There seems to be some sort of strategy there. You got all this darkness, and that seems to be the theme. That seems to be the vibe. Hockey is gritty and dark and scary and tough. Let's keep the dark names coming. Well, there's probably some pushback. They're like, hey, maybe we should soften it up. Maybe let's dial it back. Why not? It seems a little dark. We should maybe veer off the darkness. Let's get some non-violent animals in there, to even things out. How about a penguin? Yeah, the kids will love that. I like this. I like what we got going on. Let's add one more harmless bird. How about a duck? While we're on this really peaceful stretch, what about something not even an animal? Something light, like a feather or a leaf. Oh, I got it. A maple leaf, because seasonal. Let's put them somewhere in Canada because maple and Canada are synonymous. Like, what are we doing? You got all this darkness, all this light just coexisting in the league. So polar opposite. And then at some point they just ran out of ideas. They just started to panic and they're like, we got this team in Ottawa. They need a name. What do we do? We call them the Otters? No, that's too obvious. Just call them the Senators. Why? Because there's a Senate in Canada. Yeah, that makes sense. The Ottawa Senators. What a fold. And it only got worse from there. The consistency was gone, long gone. The creativity and the effort just shot too. Remember in high school when you'd copy your friend's assignment, but you change the font or the font size, maybe slipped a few words here and there, add a few thus, therefores, change sentences around, put a picture in between the same paragraph you just plagiarized, change the color, voila. It's originally yours, right? That's what happened with the Dallas Stars. What do we call this team, this hockey team we have in Dallas? Well, shucks. We already have this really well-known franchise in Dallas being the Cowboys. Why don't we just take their logo and copy the star with pure impunity? We'll just shove a D in there, just kind of stretch the corners of the points out a little bit. Oh, give them a shade of green. Yeah, that'll do just fine. No one will know. We know. And here's what's worse. I did my homework. Watch this. The Dallas Stars were originally from Minnesota, and they were known as the Minnesota North Stars from the 60s to the 90s. And that's pretty cool. That's makes sense, It's Minnesota's north, and there's not a whole lot of light pollution and smog, so you could see the stars pretty clearly. You could see the North Star if you wanted to, right? The North Star made sense. Well, the team moved to Dallas in 93, and rather than starting fresh, like with the Seattle Supersonics when they moved to Oklahoma City, they became the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very original name. Thunderstorms happen in OKC all the time. It makes sense. No, the Minnesota North Stars moved to Dallas and just dropped the North. They thought, we're good. This is great. Problem solved. Are you kidding me? You got all these things that are native and special to Dallas, like guns and obesity and racism. With everything else that's on the board, the darkness you have, you settled for a knockoff Cowboys? Nice. And guess what? It gets a lot worse. The creativity is gone with this one. What do we call this team we have in Montreal? Montreal, Canada. What about the Montreal Moose or the Mammoths? Because you already got Sabres and Predators and Civil War. Why not the Mammoths or the Moose? Honestly surprised they didn't just double down on the Maple because, Canada and Maple, synonymous. No. The city of Montreal absolutely panicked. They said, what about Senators? Oh, no, Ottawa just took it. You know what? Call them the Canadians. The Canadians. The Montreal Canadiens. That couldn't flow if it tried. 0 ring to it. Negative ring. The Montreal Canadiens. Montreal, a predominantly French city. That's right. 70% of people in Montreal speak French. But sure, let's call them the Canadians. I mean, what an all-time fold. Legacy lawn chair fold right there. Just inconceivable. Wow. And do not say for 1 second there's anything else like that in any other sports league. No. Just lay down and spare me. That's like naming a team the Americans when they're located in Puerto Rico. The Montreal Canadiens. What a fold. And last but not least, the Vancouver Canucks. The team I was watching tonight in a Game 7 matchup that I couldn't give a shit about. The team that started this whole rant. Do you know what a Canuck is? I'll tell you. It's slang for Canadian. So they just named a team Canadian twice. So much for the National Hockey League. A Canadian league filled with Russian players. I'm not asking anyone to ban hockey. I'm not saying anyone who likes hockey is inferior. That's not what I'm saying. It's like any vegetable you don't like. It's Brussels sprouts, for example. I just don't like hockey. I just think it's yucky. It's just so inconsistent, so unsure of itself, so unserious. Thank you. And on that note, I'm done. Chris Collinsworth, take it away. Now here's a guy that really hates hockey. No shit.